I think, it's been a hectic 10 days. We had, for the non-travel crew, we had 3 meets in about 10 days. And for those that went to California, depending on how many times you competed out there, it's anywhere from 4 to 5 meets in 10 days. So I was really proud of our kids, the way they got out and competed. I thought there were definitely some highlights in, every competition that we went to. And I think it sets up well that now we can kind of take a big deep breath and, you know, kind of get a little bit of rest, I guess, as we head into the conference championships in 2 weeks.
What do you think the path is for anybody to maybe qualify for the next level of the postseason?
I think there certainly is a possibility. I think the two people that have the greatest chance is probably Ben and Derek. They're currently ranked first and second in the conference in javelin, and they're about 2 to 3 meters off from provisionally qualifying and need to throw about 4.5 more meters further to go to the national championship. So it's never out of the question. They certainly, you never know on the day that they might be able to go out and if everything's clicking, they hit that mark. But that's probably our best chance to have someone compete at the NCAA championships at this moment.
How'd you kind of sum up the regular season?
I was told someone this the other day. I was like, it was going really smoothly for a while, and then the weather kind of kicked in, and it threw a bunch of divots in the road, I guess, and we had to adjust. And then obviously it snowed yesterday, so a lot of us were indoors because the track was covered from the snowfall. But I thought it went really well. I've told our group, if you look at where we were a year ago, what we may have been super happy with this year or last year. This year we're maybe just like, hey, that's pretty good, but there's a higher expectation as we continue to progress forward as a program. So I think we've made a lot of tremendous progress in terms of marks or times. And then with that has become a higher expectation of performance, to compete, whether it's in California at some of those big meets or going to the conference championships. So what was okay maybe a year ago, this year we're looking for a little bit more.
Yeah, how long have people really enjoyed their accomplishments of setting the school records and whatever versus just turning the page and, building to what they think they're really capable of?
I think I enjoy it probably a little bit more than they do, to be perfectly honest. But our kids are super level-headed. I think they set a standard for themselves, and if they happen to eclipse that mark, and a lot of the times it's the coaches that are telling them that hey, you just broke the shot record or the discus record or the 800-meter record, whatever it is. And I would say they're all pretty level-headed. I think they kind of take some time to celebrate and be really happy about the moment. And I think the next day they kind of move on and they want to get a little bit better. So I think for me, it's probably a little bit, I probably hang on to it a little bit longer than they do. And they do a great job of, hey, 24 hours later, it's time to get back to work and, hopefully lower that mark.
How many athletes do you see qualifying for the NSIC conference?
So there's still one more weekend of competition. I think right now it's not, similar to indoors. It's not going to be a big group, but it, certainly I feel like we're bringing a little bit more quality of a group than we have in years past. So we'll wait to see what happens and who's competing where this weekend. And then our coaching staff will hopefully meet sometime Sunday or Monday and kind of see who's ranked in the top 30, which is what it takes to go to the conference championships. Kind of see who's just out of the top 30 and, if we're going to use maybe a wild card on them to bring them if we think they have a good chance of making a final or, potentially scoring. So right now I don't have a specific number, but I will say that I'm really happy with the group that is going.
Are there a few athletes that are on the bubble when it comes to qualifying?
Yeah, we have a few that are, maybe 28th, 29th, 30th, so they have the chance of being bumped out if someone eclipses their mark this weekend or if multiple people. And then we have a few people that are anywhere from, 31st to 40th. We have a bunch in that range as well. So, like I said, we'll sit down Monday as a coaching staff and really try to hammer out like what are our best chances, who is the best person in this event. I think we're still in the building stages, so we won't necessarily have someone in every event, and hopefully that changes in the next couple years. But those that are competing in their events, I feel like I'm really confident in entering them in that they either have a chance to make the final, or hey, you have a chance to go out there and just flat out score based on the the depth chart.